Welcome back, everybody. Joe Everest, the fence expert. Hey, one of the most common pieces of feedback we get about the Saturday morning live Ask the Expert segment is those things are long, and they're not wrong. They last about 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours. Sometimes, a few weeks ago, Caleb and I got into a pretty good discussion about marketing. I think it lasted closer to 4 hours. Nobody's got time to sit through 4 hours of listening to a couple experts talk. I get it. So Jeremy's created a new segment just for you guys called Hot Takes. It's usually a shorter segment of the longer conversation, basically hitting the hot topics, if you will, of that live segment. So without further ado, here comes this week's Hot Take. This is Joe Everest, the fence expert. My family's been perfecting their way of building fence for over 60 years, 3 generations. While there's more than one way to build a fence, I'm here to share with you our way. This is an entirely long discussion on marketing fence companies. I'll say this: we use a mixture of Google advertising, paid Google ads, Facebook, radio, a tiny bit of TV, just through like a marketing co-op group we're in. You have to understand what you're doing. Like, what am I trying to say? What the objective is with each platform. So my how I view Facebook is it's a long-term branding play. It really is. It won't make your phone ring tomorrow. Paid Google ads, on the other hand, are good at, if done correctly, are good at making your phone ring, because Facebook, people are on Facebook to see pictures of their friends, pictures of their kids, see what their parents are up to, that sort of thing. And then your ad is simply falling in there. So you can view it as a branding or brand awareness. And not to say people don't reach out to us on Messenger through our Facebook page and ask for more information, ask for quotes, that sort of thing. It happens, but that's not the objective for me. The objective for me for Facebook is simply to increase my reach, to increase my brand awareness. Mm-hmm. However, Google, if someone Googles fence company near me, they're in the market for a fence. You know, Facebook's just full of people that are just there to see other people, right? It's a social platform. However, Google is an intent-based platform. So if someone searches something, they're likely in the market for it, right? So paid Google ads, you know, like I said, when done correctly. So that doesn't mean, you know, the Google ad isn't just, it's a 1 sentence deal. It says, we're the best in our area, call for free quotes, and that's it, and include your phone number. Could that work? Sure. But you would want to craft a message that's more about who you are, what you do, why they should call you, a call to action. You absolutely want to say call today, and then your phone number, right? You want to create the message correctly. But, you know, if you're asking me, if you gave me $1,000 and said, make the phone ring tomorrow, it'd probably be Google ads. Because you could launch it tonight, it'd be live tomorrow, and it would likely lead to some phone calls, just because people are going to be searching, and you would have to choose the search terms. I would not choose fence company near me, because everyone's going to be paying for that search term, which means it's all an auction, right? So who will pay the most for that particular term? And then they will go with that. So if Caleb and I were both competing for a fence company near me, and Caleb said, I will pay $23 per click. And I say, well, I'm only going to pay $18. They will run Caleb's ad until Caleb's money runs out. So Caleb will also say, I want to spend $1,000 tomorrow. And they will just run that ad till the money runs out. And then when Caleb's $1,000 budget is done, then they'll come to me, the second lowest bidder, and they will run my ads until the money runs out. The problem is it's a bidding war, and that price gets so expensive. I would probably do, you know, I live in Republic. Our company is in Springfield. I live in Republic. Republic's a good market for us. I would say Cedar Privacy Fence Republic. Yeah, we install a lot of wood fence. That's what we enjoy installing. So whatever you enjoy installing. But what are the chances someone's going to use that term, or someone's going to bid for that term? I'd say it's probably a lot lower than fence company near me, right? But it's still, but if someone searches Cedar Fence Republic, Cedar Fence Installation Republic, or whatever, that's a pretty good customer for me. It's what I like doing. It's in a market that I like serving. That's probably a pretty good search term. Now, please understand this is a 30,000 foot view on a really in-depth topic, right? But like I said, if you handed me $1,000 and said, make the phone ring tomorrow, I'd probably do paid Google ads and then let it run. But I would argue with you if you handed me $1,000, said make the phone ring tomorrow, I would argue with you and say, okay, well, what about the day after tomorrow? Like, we still want the phone to ring then, right? And the day after that day, and the day after that day. Mm-hmm. Like, you want long-term sales. So I would argue with you that we need to attribute a portion of that $1,000 to some long-term branding. And then we would talk about Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, Caleb, as far as making the phone ring?
Joe, I think when a guy like Jace here puts a thing on here, he says he's tried flyers and he's tried Facebook, but only got a few jobs for that and really need help. It sounds to me like he needs a solution right now.
Yeah, right. And that's why I talked about making the phone ring tomorrow.
Yeah. And so, and I preach this thing over and over again. I want Jace to think of, what if somebody told him a story, and what if he were a part of something that was such and such family, something happened. Maybe we're raising money for, let's put it like this. What if Jay, and this is totally separate scenario, but here's what happens when people are scared to death to call people that they know and promote what they're doing. But if they're doing a fundraiser for something, they got no problem calling and asking for money. So what if you were doing a fundraiser? What if somebody you knew just really had a bad time and they needed money for an emergency surgery or for a children's home or for whatever? Man, Jace is going to get on the phone. He's going to call everybody he knows. He's going to get excited. He's going to get pumped up. Man, we're doing this fundraiser. How can you help? Who do you know that could help? Do you know a business that would help? And you would crush it. But for some reason, our human psyche has a block that says, man, I'll do that for a fundraiser, but when it comes to feeding my own family, man, I'm not going to, we don't do that. That's just not what you do. Jace, I think right now, if you'd sit down and write a list of the top 25 people that could possibly help you or know somebody that could help you, and you called every one of them and say, look, man, I'm an entrepreneur, but I got, maybe I got no clue what I'm doing and I need your help. How can you help me? Who do you know that I should know? And just start calling everybody. When you drive through neighborhoods and you see a fence builder or not a fence builder, a lawn guy, stop and say, hey man, we build fences. Here's my card. If you see a general contractor, a superintendent on a job site, hey, here's my card. If you see a new house or a new neighborhood with 20 new houses that just got finished and all of them say sold, drop your brochure on the front porch. Contact the realtors. Say, hey, treat it just like it's a freaking emergency, because it is. If you don't eat, man, that's going to be a problem. And get out there, do a lot of those things for free. Get hungry and don't be ashamed. That's the thing that I notice about guys that are really successful. They're hungry. Grant Cardone got $1 billion worth of real estate. He's still hungry.
He's looking for a deal every day.
Still hungry, man. Just so become an animal and be like Joe and be everywhere you go. He's thinking about fence. Who can help me grow my business? Who can help me better my family? And that's what I would do, man. Jace, I would get on the phone with everybody. I'd be just, man, people in your market know you build fences. If you need a fence, there's only one guy to call. So that's Jace. And you can do that through phone calls, through personal visits, and through Facebook Lives, and you can do all of it for free. If I had $1,000, that's what I would do. I would keep my $1,000 and I would call everybody I knew, and I would go buy some materials with that $1,000 and build a fence.
So, you know what? So talking about realtors are an absolute gold mine, because they know, they have clients, right? That 3 things keep a fence company in business: kids, pets, bad neighbors, period.
Yeah.
And realtors have clients that have kids, pets, or they're trying to sell a house that's got some bad neighbors.
Yeah.
Right. And bad neighbors can be whatever you want it to be. But realtors know who needs fence.
Realtors tend to be high I personalities, and they like to have a solution for everything. If you got a problem, I got a solution. I got a plumber.
That's true.
You need a dog fence guy, I got a fence guy. You need a roof, I know a guy. And that's their personality. So just go make friends with them.
So two ideas on realtors. Neither one of these make the phone ring tomorrow, but they will make the phone ring. One of them is create a flyer. Say, if this is Jace's Fence Company, hey, we're Jace's Fence Company. We are a family-owned fence company located here in Springfield, Missouri. We do great work. We'd love to prove it to you. Give us a call for your next project. We'd love at least a chance just to bid on it. You can take that flyer to the brokerage. So for us, it's Keller Williams or whoever. Take 100 of those flyers to Keller Williams and ask the lady up front really nicely if she would mind putting that in the cubbies. So we had a gal that worked for us for a while, and we should have done it, but we didn't. She came from a realtor's office, and she said, if you go to the front desk and ask them, they will put flyers in everyone's cubbies that has a desk there or that takes mail there, which is a lot of them. So that second is a lunch and learn. I was talking to a fence guy that does these with all sorts of trades, but realtor specifically. And so he'll do an industry or a professional specific lunch and learn, like realtor only or landscape only or whatever. Mm-hmm. Cater in lunch, a nice lunch, and say, guys, all I'm going to do is I'm going to talk for about 5 minutes while they're serving lunch real quick. We're Ozark Fence. We're family owned and operated. We've been in business since 1955. We do tremendously great work. And I'd like to know who you have that needs their next fence built. That's it. Enjoy your lunch. If you got any questions, I'm going to be sitting over here.
You know what I'd spend my $1,000 on?
What's that?
Business cards or brochures, flyers, something like that. Literature. I'd spend $500 on that, and the other half I'd buy chicken. If I bring a box of donuts to your office, how many people are going to be like, oh, that's nice, but I really don't need to eat one, but I'm being pressured into. You show up with a box of Chick-fil-A breakfast biscuits, everybody's going to eat one.
Yeah, I'll put your card on each one of them.
Yeah. Drop. Hey, I brought you guys some chicken biscuits from Chick-fil-A, and here's my brochures. We build fences. We'd love to be your guy. If you need us, call us. Is there anybody you know we should go see or talk to? And just do that, man. I think without a long-term strategy and things like that, Google and being brand new, maybe that's tough, but you can be literally brand new. You don't even have to have a company to roll up with some chicken biscuits and a business card and and really start getting some business.
Let me say this too on flyers. Flyers work, period. They have worked tremendously for my business. The flyer I use is a direct replica of Caleb's flyer because he developed a really nice flyer. I talked to him, of course, about it, but direct replica. And can I talk about it, Caleb? Is that all right?
Which one is it?
Our guys are going to be in your neighborhood.
Oh, the door hanger? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm paraphrasing. I don't have one up here, but essentially it says, okay. Essentially it says, hey, we've got a project starting in your neighborhood. Now, we're going to be parked in your way. We're going to have a big truck and trailer in your neighborhood. We're going to be making noise. We'll be disruptive. We know that, and we apologize. However, these are our standards that our guys will be, our team members will be professional at all times, that they will leave the job site clean at the end of every day, that they will drive responsibly. They will be upstanding, good citizens. And if any one of these is a concern, if you have a concern, if you think, I need to know about anything going on, please call me. And on the other side is a discount card. You don't have to have it on there. I think it helps. But basically it's just saying, hey, we're going to be disruptive. We know that, and we're sorry. But if you have an issue with any of our team members, please let me know. Like, here are our standards. They will be professional at all times. They will be courteous. They will think about the concerns that the neighbors are going to have. I know my concerns when my neighbor had his roof done. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to have to sweep my yard for nails. I'm going to have to worry about, they start at 6 a.m. So I hear nail, and it was right by my bedroom. So we heard nail guns at 6 a.m. They're parked in the middle of the road. these are my concerns. And what's funny is the flyer was done well before them, well before they showed up, and they checked all those boxes. They were disruptive. They were da-da-da-da-da. But basically it says, hey, listen, this is going to happen and we're sorry, but here's our standards. If our guys aren't meeting these standards, I would like for you to let me know. And it's a signature. It's my signature. It's a replication of my signature. Did I hit all the high points on that, Caleb?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's the headline is please excuse our mess.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the neighborhood. Yeah. I don't have any with me. They're all on the trucks and down in storage, but
they're where they need to be. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. That's the way it goes, man. So don't get too overwhelmed by marketing and advertising. If you're not at the point where you have a full pipeline already, go get a full pipeline by cold calling and get hungry. And, as Tom Reaper says, stop stealing from your family and go out there and make something happen, So
that's right. All right, guys, that concludes this week's hot take. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you like the format? Do you not like the format? Let me know in the comments below. We're still figuring this out, and we could use your help. But for now, I'm Joe Everest, the fence expert, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors. And I'll see you next time.